Well, there's a few things I want to keep in front of you this week as we touch base on things happening in the life of the church. Some of these things are things we've already talked about. So, by way of reminder, I want to bring them to your attention. First of all, I want to remind you that this Saturday we are beginning our first webinar class on First John. Bruce Cook is going to be teaching it and would encourage you to consider being a part of it. I'm looking forward to this for numerous reasons. I'm looking forward to Bruce having an opportunity to be able to teach you through this study, but also looking forward to learning some of the technology of a webinar. And if you're interested in being part of this, you can help us learn and discover as we go. So Bruce is going to be teaching this on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock. If you want to be part of this webinar, you need to register. And so you can find that link to register on the Pulse or get a hold of the church office and they'll send you a link and you can be part of this class. And so one of the things that's interesting about the webinar is you'll be able to see Bruce, you'll be able to hear Bruce. You'll also have a mechanism by which you can communicate and interact with what is being taught. And so you can ask questions, you can answer questions, you can have dialogue back and forth. And I think you'll find it to be just a great tool to be able to just spend some time studying God's Word together. And so would encourage you to consider being a part of that. I think that this technology is not just something that we can use during this time and however long we're in this kind of reality that we're dealing with, but I also think down the road, this is going to be a helpful tool for us just in teaching and equipping and training kinds of things that we do. So I'm looking forward to us utilizing this technology. I'm grateful for Bruce stepping out and helping us discover how to use this. And at the same time, I'm looking forward to the fact that you get to spend some time with him processing through a great book of the Bible. The other thing is with the webinar, if you're not able to make a certain Saturday, it's going to be for 6 weeks starting this Saturday. If you can't make it a week, it gets recorded and you can go back at your leisure and be able to listen to the class so you don't have to miss anything. And so that's starting this Saturday. Encourage you to get connected to it. Let the office help you if you need help doing that, and spend some time just reflecting on God's Word. Secondly, we have every Friday from 10 to noon, we have someone at the church there to receive donations people like to make with regards to non-perishable items that will go to our HOW food bank and will be distributed on the third Saturday of the month. So if you would like to contribute non-perishable food items to Hands Open Wide, come by the church on Fridays, 10 to noon. Someone will be there, and I know that they would greatly appreciate your ministry in helping in that very tangible way. I know that the last time we did Hands Open Wide, we had about 50-some people, 50 different family units come through and receive food, and I know it was greatly, greatly appreciated. So if you're able to do that, that would be great. Last thing I want to talk about is we are having on Sunday, May 17th, after the morning service, we're going to have a congregational informational meeting. So it's going to start at 11:15 and it'll be over by noon. The purpose of this meeting is severalfold. One is we want to be able to share information with you. Secondly, we want to be able to give you an opportunity to ask questions or give feedback on the information we're talking about. And then thirdly, we want to learn how to do a congregational meeting through this mechanism of a webinar. So what's going to happen is after the morning service, you watch it on YouTube. We'll take about a 15-minute break. And you will have registered ahead of time for the congregational meeting through the link that we send you. We're sending one out today, or you can go to the Pulse and you can find the link. And so if you want to participate in the meeting, you have to register. And so you go and you register, and then when the meeting gets ready to start, you just log on and brings you to the meeting. And so we're wanting to kind of learn how to engage this technology for the sake of a congregational meeting. So you will be able to, in fact, we'll begin the meeting by just kind of helping you navigate through this, and we'll show you how you can interact. We'll actually are able to vote. We're not going to vote on anything official at the May meeting, but we're going to do a couple mock votes to just show you how you do it when it comes time to do that in June and July. But so part of our purpose for having this meeting is to get a hold and a handle on this technology as we decide on things about the church. And so that'll be Sunday, May 17th, 11:15 to noon. Now, in the agenda for the meeting, what we're going to discuss after we go through, how to participate in a webinar, how to submit questions, how to vote, we're going to go over the finances of the church, let you know how we're doing, and give you just kind of a precursor of what's to come with regards to the budgets that we want to approve for the next year. And then secondly, we're going to introduce to you people who are joining the church, new members. Thirdly, we're going to give you an update as to where we are with our desire to change the constitution of the bylaws. So we've kind of pushed things back a little bit because of the virus. At the same time, we want to continue to move forward. And one critical piece in this is that we want to take the doctrinal statement of the EFCA and adopt that as our own. And according to our Constitution, we can only do that at the annual meeting, which is in July, but we have to give you 2 months' notice. And so we're in May. So we want to give you notice of that in May, and then in July, we want to vote on that. So just kind of want to give you an update as to where we are with that. And then lastly, we just want to talk about what we're doing to think about pivoting where we are right now with regards to the use of the church building in light of the virus. And so we want to kind of give you an update as to what we're thinking, how we're processing. We'll probably have more questions at this point than we're going to have answers, but at least want to start bringing you into that conversation so that you can know what we're thinking and have an opportunity to be able to ask your questions with regards to the use of the building moving forward in the next several months. We do all this because in June we're going to meet again, and in that meeting we have to vote. We have to vote on our budgets for 2020 and for July 2020 to June 2021, both general and missions budget. We have to vote in June. And then secondly, the nominating committee will be presenting people to serve in various leadership functions, and we need to vote on those as well. So by doing this in May, this will give us an opportunity to work out some of the kinks and how we communicate, how we hear from you during this and doing in this format, and prepare us for a meeting in June, and then probably a meeting in July as well. So we're going to try to keep the meeting shorter because of the means by which we're having the meetings, and at the same time want to make them accessible to you. So make sure that you register for the meeting. You can't participate unless you register. It's just the function of being part of the webinar. And then secondly, just really encourage you to be part of this. In fact, we think that this may actually allow for greater participation than what we normally have in a congregational meeting. And we really would like you to be part of that Sunday, May 17th, 11:15 to noon. All right? So, hey, thank you, and just trust that you're doing well, and we continue to pray for you, and we continue to desire to see God work in us and through us during this time. And so thank you for listening to this, and God bless you.